Antetokounmpo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Henson, a screen on Thomas. Shot clock at 5. And Henson with the bucket on the assist from Antetokounmpo.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's O'Quinn.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. A good close contest so far as we finish. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he's still...
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Miles Plumlee out there with Mirza Teletovic. And it's Dellavedova in at the 1. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Plumlee, no luck. Knicks trail by 3. Lee goes in, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mirza Teletovic. That is his first foul of the game.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Monroe's checked in for Plumlee, and Jabari Parker subbed in for Mirza Teletovic. Over to the left wing. Thomas gets a wide-open look. Breaks a big high bounce and goes in.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Middleton against Lee, and Thomas over to help. Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo, and again the Bucks miss.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Here's Dellavedova. It's deflected. To the middle. Here's Noah, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
checked in for Noah. Anthony comes in for Lance Thomas. Justin Holiday's checked in for Lee. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. The Bucks also with the sub. Carter Williams is checked in. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
From about 19 feet, Milwaukee with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for Milwaukee.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
The Bucks making a switch here. Henson's checked in. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
Parker against Anthony. Jennings passes to Porzingis. It's back to Jennings. New York moving it around. Anthony up on top, covered by Parker. Pulls it from the elbow. Anthony can't hit.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And he gets the bucket. And now a 4-point Bucks lead.
Oh, nice double pump finish there. Strictly for the fans.
It's back to Jennings. Outside Holiday. Here's Porzingis. And the rejection by Monroe. With the shot. No good on that last second attempt there. And we're through.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. They had a nice burst of energy once they got to the second quarter and ended the half holding on to a 4-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
You know what jumps out at me? Their efficiency on the offensive end. They shared the basketball. Good shot selection. They showed a lot of patience, and that patience will be tested.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
You look at what Middleton has done so far. He's got 11 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Noah is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Lee, then it's Rose, and it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Rose can't get that one to fall. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
And New York making a change here. Thomas is checked in. The Bucks also changing it up. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Jabari Parker. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Chris Middleton. Here's Noah. Swiped away. Here's Dellavedova. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. All alone. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Stolen by Monroe. Antetokounmpo against Rose. Kicks it to Dellavedova. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And now it's an 8-point Milwaukee lead.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team. A true warrior, even in an off year.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Justin Holiday comes in for Lee. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. And Teletovic kicks to Plumlee. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Seen it with my